that Mr. Donovan has taught me to play. Ladies, thank you. You've made my night with the music. Thank you so much, Mr. Donovan. Thank you. So, good evening, family. Probably met them all. Friends, former students, colleagues. Thank you for attending tonight's celebration. Thank you, Glenn and the Loretto Jazz Band, as well, for honoring us with your talent, and we are blessed with your music. I was very fortunate to have been born into the Strazar family. My siblings and I are all workaholics, and it's in our DNA that we have an overabundance of energy. Traits that have been passed on from both our parents. I probably inherited my athletic ability from my father. He was a gymnast, a ski jumper, skier, diver, swimmer. When he bought me my first pair of skates, he bought himself a pair as well. And in no time, he was skating circles around me. Father was 55, I was 4. It was my mother's stamina that we were all blessed with as well. Imagine what she did. She took a 2-week vacation, bought a shovel, then dug up the foundation of her 2-story home with that one shovel alone. And they call me the Energizer Bunny. Mama and Ata instilled in us their commitment to family, faith, honesty, fair play, and being involved in the church, the school, the Slovenian community, English community, in sports, choir, dancing, acting, cooking classes. They taught us that what we do or don't do today has significant ramifications for tomorrow. My father wanted to be a surgeon, but my grandfather died in World War I, leaving my father, the second oldest of 7 children, at the age of 12, to work the farm, and then go into business to support the household, thus preventing any chance of fulfilling his dream of attending medical school. Now, you can understand why my parents valued education to such an extent, why I strove always to be the top of my class, and why I really tried to pass on my love of learning to my children. I can honestly say that Adele and Robert never once complained about attending school, and I am proud of their educational achievements. And if Adele and Robert asked for something, they had to give me at least 3 good reasons why it was educational. And let me tell you, they became quite creative with the reasons. My children were not allowed to purchase gifts for Andy and I. Adele and Robert had to make it, write it, draw it, perform it, play it. And that's why my home is a museum of their wonderful creative work. Yes, I did set a high standard for my children, and I also did for my students, but only as high as I knew that they could reach, knowing that with love, and a bit of guidance added into the mix, and sometimes a treat or two, anything is possible. My career at Loretto began as a student back in 1969, and I loved my 5 years on Brunswick Avenue. The academics, being involved in sports, piano, choir, Shakespearean plays, other theatrical productions, student council. Then in September of 1979, I joined the Metropolitan Separate School Board. When Sister Anne, my high school principal, was asked to recommend a phys ed teacher to Sister Corrigan at Notre Dame, I was the lucky person. However, there was a catch. Sister Anne said she would lend me to Notre Dame. Now, if any of you are familiar with Lucille Corrigan, and many of you here tonight are, she has steel cojones underneath her dress. A brilliant educator, a brilliant administrator, one I fiercely respect and admire. Then came the phone call 5 years later. I need Annie back. And as promised, I was returned to Loretto as department head and athletic director, teaching my 2 favorite subjects, phys ed and geography. That was September of 1985, and I have been blessed and honored to be a part of this fabulous and well-respected institution ever since. I came to Loretto because I wanted to, because I felt I could make a difference in the lives of its students. I am humbled by the very large number of students who told me in recent years that they chose to follow my footsteps to coach and teach phys ed. They too carry forward my love of education, sports, the arts, and know that yes, you can balance family, faith, and work. In fact, teaching was my vocation, never a job. My husband still tells me that I leave for work with a truly happy disposition, and I still come home that way. I have truly been blessed to work in a beautiful and sunny gym. If you haven't seen it yet, have a look upstairs. Who else has a wall of windows? And then you wonder why I'm still smiling. Our gym is a tribute to Maria Pereira. Where are you, Maria? There you are, Maria, stand up. This gym is a tribute to Maria, a former gym teacher who etched the original floor plan in red ink. The gym was not going to be windowless in the dungeon back here. And it was her vision that the new Loretto gym have that wall. Thank you, Maria. I've been blessed. Thanks. I do believe that I did somewhat disappoint Sister Corrigan and Maria, who both continually encouraged me to get my principal papers. Thank you, Maria, for continually offering to mentor me, but I had more important plans. With my husband Andrew flying across North America weekly, I had an easy choice to make. I could be a pretty good administrator and a not so good mother, or I could try to be a pretty good mother and a not so good administrator, and I never once regretted my decision. In fact, I'm too impatient to be a good principal. I hate tardiness, ambivalence, mediocrity, dishonesty, laziness, indifference. My students know the motto I live by: do it now, do it well, do it quickly. Come on, come on, come on, let's go. I took my job seriously. Tests and projects were always marked that same day. It was my responsibility to improve their fitness. Students were expected to follow my workouts, much to their chagrin, be it step, weight, skipping rope, stairs, because they love those stairs. The sweatier the better. Oh, I thought, time to toughen up these princesses and get them ready for real life. This Barbie here, my other nickname, sweats. So I sweat, you sweat. Often it was the time after a game, during an excursion to Europe, or the long drives to Ofsa or Sudbury or London. Where are you? Stand up. All right. Leonore, our drive to London, I still remember that one, to Ofsa, that you really get to know somebody. You talk about family dates, their problems, their aspirations, life in general. Truly am blessed to have had those conversations. Being the department head for music, art, drama, dance, and phys ed is my joy and my passion. I have had the pleasure of working with brilliant and creative minds here at Loretto. Glenn's band winning gold at the Nationals. This was just 25. Hi, Lorena. 25 out of the 65. Gold at the Nationals. John and Sarah's plays performing at Hard House, and Sarah twice, the bartender, here she is, Sarah, who organized all this. Sarah twice taking her group, her drama group, to the provincials. Vivian's artwork being displayed around Toronto. Martha and Andrea's dances bringing home medals. How about a look at the number of banners our athletes have in our gym? 9 more this year. Wow. Mighty impressive for such a small school. And I must thank my administrators, both past and present, for trusting my department and I to run with our instincts. Arts and phys ed do balance each other well, and we continue to showcase Loretto. Now, a few memories. I'll let you come up with the rest. But I will always treasure our 7 a.m. runs. Leonore, oh, I remember one morning saying, oh, I was congested, I'm too old for this. While we're running up toward Casaloma, the stairs, no, miss, you're my inspiration. As soon as I heard that, oh, okay, that lasted another maybe 20 years. Okay, if you can do it, I can do it. Love those runs. Racing home while working part-time to bring Adele and Robert back for track practices. And watching my team try to outrun Adele, she riding her two-wheeler around the track, and my team trying to chase her. And Robert played in the sandbox, which was the long jump pit, and that's where we started and finished the races. I was able to coach anywhere from 3 to 5 teams per year because I had the support of my husband Andy, who was still the love of my life, and the support of my children, Adele and Robert, and two truly incredible grandmothers. So distance running at 7 a.m. while Andy took the kids to school, or to grandmothers. Field practices at noon, short distance after school, or volleyball or basketball at 7 a.m. and swimming after school. Students always got the better of me when they said, Miss, you know that one, Miss, if you don't coach, we won't have a team. So I would say, now say it without whining, which they did, then I'll coach, okay, no problem. Energy to spare. And without all the facilities required at Brunswick, Bathurst, Markham, or Rosemount, I was able to improvise or bribe my way into certain private clubs, like the Toronto Cricket and Skating Club, Curling Club, Richwood Park Tennis, High Park Curling, so that our senior classes could get an enriched phys ed curriculum. I will let you roast me with the memories from those places that I cherish. So life is about choices. I enjoyed being student council advisor and a member of OFSA. Okay. And a member of the OFSA executive, organizing our annual volleyball tournaments, leading graduation non-academic awards, and taking teams to the US for competitions, March break excursions over the past 25 years to really exotic places like Egypt, Turkey, and all of Europe, as well as our May trips to Washington, Chicago, Boston, and New York. They really opened up the world to our students. Last page, by the way. So, thank you to my students and athletes for enriching my life, for keeping me young, and for making me laugh. Thank you to my colleagues, especially the arts department, Glenn, Vivian, Sarah, Martha, Andrea, and to our fabulous administrators, Vince and Lily, Tim, Anne, Oksana, Maria, Alice, Lisa, Lily, Rita, Carolyn, for a great 40-year run. Special thanks too to our custodians, especially Joel. He took such good care of me in the gym. And to our secretaries, Joanne, Mandy, and Dahlia, who really run our school, but they never ever get the credit they deserve. And thank you to all our coaches too, who give the time and effort, and to the TDCAA, to Peter Morris and Brian and Paul and Tony, such an incredible and respected organization. And Sarah, Glenn, and Andrea, thank you for tonight. So what's next? A bit of volunteering. I will still be teaching piano, playing more Chopin myself, and my guitar. Adele and Robert purchased me a barefoot boom. Water skiing, I guess, isn't enough. Now I have to do it without one ski, barefoot. My friends enrolled me in yoga and pickleball and table tennis. Marty Story at St. Mike's and DreamWorks has already cast me in his next musical. And I'm presently dancing with the Slovenian folk dance group, and we're performing in October. And of course, more exotic travels with Andy beginning September 11th to Transylvania. And then, who knows, Alaska, Patagonia still on my list. And more renovations and entertainment. Thank you to my siblings and their spouses, to my immediate family, and to all of you who for your continued support, and the support you have given me as a woman, as a mother, as an educator, and as a friend. I will forever cherish my memories here. What you give, you get back much more in greater depth. I will miss you, and I will miss Loretto, my second home. God bless you all, because he certainly has blessed me. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. That was just great. For those who don't know me, I came here, I don't know, 10 years ago, who knows, 10 years ago maybe. And I didn't know much about this school. And I was coming from a different school, and I, for whatever reason, was coming here. And I pulled up because I was like, I gotta see the school. I know nothing about Loretto College. And I looked at the building, and I thought, okay, this is the school, or this is like a futuristic Catholic startup company, I'm not sure. A very unique design. And I was getting to know everyone. And I remember Ms. Strazar because I was in that co-op office and it overlooks the gymnasium. And I remember, this is a very distinct memory. This was the first week, and I met Annie, and I thought for sure she's a gym teacher because she's wearing gym apparel, like, or she's just a very hardcore chemist. I don't know. I was going with gym teacher. And I remember that there were girls, all different, physical abilities, and they were doing this Tai Bo. And it was like this guy, and Annie was so into the Tai Bo. And no matter what level of physical ability the student was, she was going around and getting to do this. And there was like girls, it was like, oh God, help me. Just trying to get up the steps and it's somewhere, doing it. She was just motivating them. And I remember like, wow, this is an intense workout. And then she turns to them, she goes, okay, now we warmed up. Warmed up. Passed out. So it's good to be back at Loretta College. The way kind of things are going tonight is we've got a few stories, Annie, that people have sent in that we're going to share. But we're also going to encourage some people to come up and tell some Annie Strazar stories, because I don't know if this is just sharing memories, a bit of a roast. I mean, we're keeping PG, there are kids here, so maximum 2 F-bombs, all right? So anyway, one of the stories that I'd start off, this is